Hey guys, so yes, it's the new year. Look, I've got my fireworks going on right here. It's January 1st, 2015. This video will be archived. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to get into a state of ketosis, why you would even want to, and the benefits. So, what is a ketogenic diet? Well, as you can see, I've been on this biatch for 5 years and counting at the age of 47 with no refeeding on beans, rice, sweet fruits. Note that I say sweet fruits. And no legumes, no rice, no grains, nothing, nada. No starches, no white potato, just straight up amazing fats, proteins, and vegetable carbohydrates. That's what it's about. So high fat. So I've said in many videos, we're going to take our fats up to 80%. As you become very highly adapted, you can go down to about 70% fats and hover around there. But for the rest of you guys, forget about it. You're not highly adapted. So, what you want to do is 80% fat, 15% protein, and 5% carbohydrates coming from vegetables. Now, with 5% carbohydrates coming from vegetables, you can eat buckets of this stuff. I don't understand people. You could go grab a couple handfuls of leafy greens and get about 2.5 carbs. And if your bank goes up to about 15 to 20 grams of carbs a day, you're good to go with about 7 to 9 cups of veggies, depending on the veggie and the fiber content. All right, that's the ketogenic diet. Basically, you want to eat 80% fat. People are like, but how do I eat that? And I'm like, you're not sitting and eating a whole brain 80%. Like you have a plate and you've got this big brain. Yes, brain is very highly contained with a lot of fat, y'all. But no, really, let's say if you're eating grass-fed beef, if you're eating like a meat that has fat, eggs, chicken skin, things of this nature, 80%, you wouldn't be eating that like a big chunk of steak every meal. Your fats can also come from grass-fed butter or ghee. Yes, it can come from coconut oil if you can digest it. It can come from avocados, the monounsaturated fat. And of course, meat fats have all monopoly and saturated fats. Then we've got fats coming from, so we've got avocado oil, we've got avocados, we've got olives and olive oil, we've got flax oil, we've got meat fats, we've got tallow, we've got bone marrow. We've got a lot of fats. We've got a lot of choices for fats. So people are like, how, pray tell, do I eat all that fat? And I'm like, it's not very hard, actually. We've got the coconut. We've got all parts of the coconut milk, and we've got the coconut meat, which is grinded down to a paste, like so the coconut butter. We've got the coconut fat itself. There's a lot of fats. There's palm oil. There's a lot of fats. Here we go. We got macadamia fats. I don't like the phytic acid in the nuts, but well, you know. Okay, so there's your fats. We've got our proteins, which I just mentioned, all the fatty proteins from an animal. We've got grass-fed beef and bison. We've got fatty fish. It's another fat I didn't mention. We've got pork fat. We've got egg fat. We've got tons of fat coming from protein. And we've got the proteins from the birds and the large mammals and the fish. Pretty cool. And we've got our veggies, and we've got our dark leafy greens. Now, our vegetables are going to come from sources like, we've got greens and collard greens and mustard greens, and we've got kale and spinach, and we've got broccoli and asparagus and cauliflower and cabbage. Those are our veggies, right? We've got avocados, we've got olives for our fruits. And we've got tomatoes, but tomatoes are like very sparingly the skin, a little bit of a toxin. Sometimes they can have a little bit too much carbohydrate. Our little onion family can be a problem, especially white onions if they are cooked, because they have too much sugar. Okay, so we've got our veggies, we've got our proteins, and we have our fats. That's the ketogenic lifestyle. 80% fat. Why would anybody eat 80% fat? Because you are trying to get your brain to switch its fuel source. So we've got a gas tank that holds glycogen. We eat a food, it's digested, and it goes into the bloodstream, and it's stored in glycogen in your muscle. We don't have a lot of storage space, believe it or not. So when you're eating processed carbohydrates, like a bowl of cereal, you are going to supersede your amount that you can store. So the rest goes where? It goes to your fat cells. So I've said in many videos, it creates a blood sugar dysregulation. Too much glucose in the body damages the lining of the cell, the proteins, and glycates them, which makes them age, get sticky, and essentially become glued together. That's when you see inflammation on people's faces and rashes, and all like their heads are all puffy, and they look swollen, and their fingers look swollen, and all this kind of stuff. They feel terrible. Their energy is, they're pre-diabetic, blah, blah, blah. So that's the ketogenic diet, and people are suffering from a lot of ailments, a lot of autoimmune disorders. And let's say people don't really care that they look terrible and they're tired. They care about how much body fat that they have. So they want to get what? The business. So this is the byproduct of eating a ketogenic diet for 5 years and counting, with no repeats on any starches or sweets or sugars in that time. And as you can see, and no cardio. I do no cardio because I've had 10 surgeries on my left knee because I was a professional vert ramp skateboarder. And I broke my shite in a lot of little thousands of pieces. So I cannot run, jump, lunge, or squat. But as you guys can see, this is the business of being in ketosis and building a ton of muscle by, yes, eating fat. So I'm kind of like mixing and matching. Obviously, that's a benefit. And it's anti-aging because you're not as catabolic, right? So you're more in this homeostatic level without the blood sugar dysregulation and not all the toxins and all the fact that you're clogged up in your bunghole or you have the leaky gut, which is blah, 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 blah. So here we go. What would you benefit from it? So there's a million things. Basically, you have your enzymatic responses, you have your hormones, and you have your repair, detoxification pathways, and repair systems. And those systems are screwed up on you guys. And how do they manifest? They manifest in the fact that you don't sleep well. They manifest in the fact that you have crap energy. And you know what Steph has? Energy all the time. And I'm lean as a mother. I've got energy. I eat a ton of calories. Do calories matter? No, that's a whole nother point. But I eat a ton of calories. So my body is not in starvation mode. It's really cool. And my body relies on ketones rather than glucose. So my brain is active all the time. When your gas tank, as I was saying before, is depleted, your body freaks out. You start to feel tired. The body will shut down the factory to conserve energy. So you start to feel tired. The brain's like, I'm going to make it difficult for you to move and jump around. Because if you're moving and jumping around, I'm going to be catabolic and breaking down and aging and slowly dying. So we don't want that. So the body will force you to stop, but you don't. So you go and grab your 5-hour energy drink. You get your little pre-workout supplement with caffeine. You do your clenbuterol. You go and drink tons of your espressos and your Mountain Dews and your diet sodas and your soda to get that caffeine rush, because your body is trying to force you to shut down and you're forcing it to move, and then you start to have all these issues like gas, bloating, headaches, can't sleep well, cranky, depressed. You start to go on SSRIs for depression. People get constipated, or their bowels are inflamed, or they're bloated, or you get acid reflux, or you get the sciatica down the back. You get inflammation. You're chronically sore when you work out. Your testosterone goes down the toilet. Women in their period go away. They think that's good. And I'm like, no. Then you just become estrogen dominant. You get really flabby and nasty. And there's all of these things that are manageable. All those things I mentioned are manageable. Oh, you have headaches. Oh, you're super tired. You're super cranky. You're depressed. You have anxiety. You have all of these issues, and you could just keep going because we're like cockroaches on the planet. We're like little strong armored cockroaches, and we can throw toxins and processed food and bad sleep and alcohol and caffeine and cigarettes, and we throw all that stuff and pharmaceutical drugs that are just junking up the liver, and you can still walk on the planet. It is bizarro, but your quality of life sucks. And I've said in other videos, you ain't rich, y'alls are poor because you feel awful. So today I'm here to talk about what is the benefit. Well, the benefit is all those things that suck, like I'm constipated, I have loose stool, I'm farting all the time. Yeah, you guys are, you know who I'm talking to. You've got rashes and acne. You get super menstrual cycle issues. Guys, your testosterone is freaking low. It is low. Your sleep sucks. You wake up 100 times during the night. You take forever to get to sleep. You think you're creative at night. There's no night owl. All of those things. You were so tired in the morning. You're like, snooze, please, snooze. If you're suffering from these things, you did it yourself. So we got to fix it. Your body may be malabsorptive. You can't absorb the vitamins and minerals to get your body to function properly. You might have too much cortisol. You might have candida. Yes, these low-grade freaking inflammation or infections that start to grow out of control. So with that said, the ketogenic diet, or I call it the non-BS diet, can clear these things. Okay, I gotta burn through this mother sucker for the new year. Yeah. Okay, so that's why you want to do it. You want energy? You want to sleep well? Tired of being depressed? Tired of having feeling anxiety all the time? Can't build muscle? Girls, you can't get rid of all that cellulite starting to form. Can't build an arch. So I kind of use cancer, autism, you name it. Multiple sclerosis, diabetes, heart disease, kidney disease, liver disease. You want to heal? This is the way. This is giving your body a break. So your body runs on ketones rather than glucose, because glucose is like this. Glucose is a poison to the body. And your body can only handle 1 freaking teaspoon every time you eat a meal a couple times a day. And if you supersede that teaspoon, your body freaks out. That's the reason why you try the ketogenic diet. And how you do it is you watch my videos, because my little 15 minutes is about I'm not a YouTube partner yet. You watch my videos and you learn how to get in it. To get into a state of ketosis, it's not easy. So don't drop your carbs out and expect success right away, because that's not how it works. The very first stage of your keto adaptation is just to have your brain accept the ketones, because your brain is addicted to the carbs like it's from a crack pipe. And once your brain gets tired of feeling tired, it will cross over to ketosis land. And then once you're highly adapted, and that's a process, that could take up to 3 months, then you can get the business. Then you can start building the muscle. Then you can have the energy. So if you want to learn more in the new year, go to stephanieperson.com or Stephanie the Business Person on my Facebook fan page, because I answer questions. I do. I'm there. I'm spending freaking almost 2 hours a day trying to get back to everybody. And I like to post questions because I want the whole audience to get involved. I don't want to be the only one. And then I have my Instagram, which is Stephanie Ketogenic. That's it, guys. I need to do a series of videos. Woo! So New Year's. So if you want to learn more, go to the show notes and just click there. Ding, 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 ding. Just click there.